So let's look at blocks first. So we know how to define a block. We simply say type B. That's the shortcut for block. And then we can define the block by giving it a name. Let's say this will be the wheel for the car. And we can select the base point. So this is important where the base point is. So blocks will be inserted at that point. So we pick a point, let's say we're going to make the design for the rim of this uh, wheel. So we'll say wheel, and the center will be our insertion point. Okay, and then we can select the objects that will form the block. So let's say this one here. And we want it to be, let's say, annotative. Okay, we allow exploding, and this block unit is in inches. So you can say inches or unit less or whatever. Okay, so we'll click OK, and this is now a block. Now, this could have different design changes simply by saying, uh, create a block, redefine it, and you know, change the design of the rim. So let me make a copy first of this block from center to the center of this, okay, back wheel. Now, I'm going to use the block option to choose one of the designs here. So I'm going to say block. So I'm going to create another block. And let's say you like the first design. I'm going to name it the same name I've given the initial block. I'm going to pick the point. So let's say the center, and then select objects. Let's say I want this, and yeah, annotative, and allow exploding, convert to block, or maybe retain for this one, right? Retain, and inches. So I'll say okay, and it will ask me, do I want to redefine the block because that wheel block has already been defined. So I'll say yes. And the beautiful thing is that now I have this as the design for the rim. And I can continue changing that by saying, I think I would prefer maybe this. So again, I'll just have to say block and then use the same name. And the insertion point is, again, very important. In this case, it's the center. And then I'll select the objects. Okay. And I'm going to retain so that this one doesn't convert into a block. Okay. Annotative. And inches, allow exploding, and say, okay. Redefine the block. See, imagine if you have a very complicated drawing and you start off with a circle so that, it's not too complicated a file. And then at the very end, when you're ready to present, you can present different options of the design. So that's the power of block. Now, blocks are created in layer 0. Okay, so it's always nice to place it and define it in layer 0 so that when you insert a block, you can uh, place it in a different layer and it will take on the properties of that layer. So let's say I have a layer that's called wheel, and I'm going to maybe change it to color maybe blue, okay, and make that now the active block. when I insert the block, so I enter and insert the block that I have just created, which is the wheel. Uh, maybe might be at the very end. Okay. Vehicle. Can't seem to find it now. Okay, so I can try to search for it. So do I have a filter? Nope. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I can insert this, and since I am in the wheel layer, then this now will become part of the wheel layer. Okay. So it's now in the wheel layer. So it takes on that property. And uh, usually the color should change. And I'm not sure why the color isn't changing. Um, I guess when it was defined. But anyway, it will take on, let's see, right click, properties. Yeah, color is supposed to be by layer, and it's now in the wheel layer. So it's a bit of a glitch why the color is not changing to blue. Uh, let's see. Yeah, but it is, uh, let's go here and maximize this. That's still white. Okay, what if I move or create a copy of this? Okay, and maximize as well. Still white. Anyway, uh, it still is in the wheel layer, so that's good. It shows that it is by layer, which is supposed to be blue. So maybe there's just a little glitch there. So don't worry. Uh, there'll be different ways you can change that. Okay. So let me just check. When I define the block, yeah, it is by layer. So, okay, no problem. So that's the power of blocks. Unfortunately, that color did not change, but it did take on the layer we are inserting the block. And likewise, you can use it to redefine a design from a simple circle to something complicated as these designs right here.